Thank you for watching this Last Mile Profits video.
InPost has bought the remaining 75% of Menzies. Is this a groundbreaking deal? To find out more, look at the latest Last Mile Profits video. Experience the future of convenience with modern Expo parcel lockers. Cutting-edge innovations that bring parcel delivery to a fundamentally new level. Follow the link in the description to find the best solution for your business. Gary, it seems that InPost have bought the remaining 75% of Menzies distribution. And I thought this would be quite a cool topic to discuss. I'll add one thing. I don't know if you know this, but when I was at Amazon, we actually started discussions with them because we realized that as their core business declines, they're going to have available people, vehicles, and technology, and we can leverage that. And actually, we had some really good discussions, but it appears that Amazon had discussions, but the deal has been done by InPost. What's your take on it?
Well, actually, the Menzies are part of a duopoly in the UK for newspaper and newsprint delivery, and the other one is Smiths. So Smiths News, as well as used to own a big chain of newsagents, they also are the other company that does newsprint, and they did actually do a deal with Amazon and did set up their own Pudo network called Pass My Parcel, which was around for
Oh,
two or
yeah, I
three
remember
years.
that. That was a tragic fail.
Well, I think maybe they saved you from your own tragic fail from Amazon talking to Menzies. I don't know, but they did win a big customer and they got going. There were certain challenges, interestingly, in the Pass My Parcel model. Now, you'd think it was an obvious fit. You've got all these vans going around every single day, full of what used to be full of newspapers and magazines, now with a few newspapers and magazines, tons of capacity, going to all the places where traditionally you would set up Pudo. It sounds like a match made in heaven, but there were a number of operational difficulties with it. One of them was that when you got there to deliver the newspapers, more often than not, the shop was shut, and you could safely leave the stuff outside in these sort of little blue metal boxes,
Yeah.
and the shopkeeper would come in and take it in. Now, the second-hand market for 50 copies of the Daily Mail was much lower than a sack of Amazon parcels. So it didn't really matter with newspapers and magazines, but it did really matter with parcels. So that was kind of one significant challenge, if you like. And the other significant challenge was that Smiths and Menzies broadly divided the country in two. Menzies were the delivery agent of the north, and Smiths were the delivery agent of the south. So neither of them had full national coverage. They both covered London. They both had like their own sets of major accounts that they did, but they more or less put a line through the country and split it in two. So when I saw this deal with InPost and Menzies, I thought, well, that's interesting because that's going to be a big evolution in the Menzies operating model because InPost lockers in the UK are everywhere now. They're going to have to offer this service nationwide.
Which actually, could help them in what's left of their legacy business. And I'd imagine, Gary, that InPost will have worked with Menzies to find a secure method for leaving the parcels. I mean, in fact, if you
Well,
think
I mean,
about it,
to be
the
fair,
the
the secure
lockers,
method is the locker.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly. So in
this is
fact, the
why
lockers are that.
this is why it's a kind of a match made in heaven in some ways, is because one of the big obstacles is how do I leave them unattended? Well, parcel lockers are pretty much their raison d'etre, and that's what they're there for. So you can leave a parcel unattended. So that's fabulous. So that's a really, really strong fit. And they're going down every high street every single day. So it's a great fit there. And I don't think anybody's really surprised that InPost have picked up the rest of Menzies. It's such an obvious thing to do. How long the decay curve is for printed newspapers and printed magazines, I don't know. When you go into a place that sells them now, in the olden days, there'd be an entire wall of magazines for various interests. I think at one time there were 320 women's lifestyle interest magazines on sale in the UK at any given point, and 320 different titles. And now that's probably reduced by 90%, and the volume is reduced by way more than 90%. So this is a timely intervention, if you like, for a business that's looking for a new activity.
Yeah, I think it does make sense because we discussed this before, I think about 6 or 12 months ago. Hermes, when it was part of the Advent family, would have been a sensible alternative because they had the middle mile as well and Pudos to match. But under the circumstances, it's probably as good as it gets. I still think that InPost in the UK is missing Pudos, and they've missed a few tricks in that respect. But I think we're agreed and aligned that this was a smart move. And honestly, having bought a quarter, I think the writing was on the wall. It was probably just a sanity check to see if it could work. That would be my take.
Yeah, InPost are working with Collect Plus for Pudos. So they're using them either for infill or overflow, I guess. I don't think it's a core part of their strategy, but there's definitely an over the counter component to what InPost are doing in the UK now. But I think the bigger relevance here is that this sets out InPost stall in the UK as they are a carrier. So they are, in my personal opinion, I hasten to add this is I'm wearing an orange jumper, but this is my personal opinion, that they are going to compete with Every, they are going to compete with DPD, they're going to go and take volume from anybody they can and build themselves an end-to-end model of a full suite carrier with lockers as the only nodes at the end, exactly as they've done in Poland, and look to really take significant market share. So I look at this move as a concreting of a strategy.
With one note, in Poland they do have to-door as well. It's not as profitable and it's not as big, but they do have that capability. Let's see where it ends. I have one cheeky question, because if Smiths is left over, does this mean Quadient, who want to open an open network, might be buying Smiths at some stage?
You can't be well. This is my point really. You can't be an open network and be a carrier. So I think if you're going to get the trust of the Royal Mails, DPDs, and UPSs of the world, and say we're an agnostic player, we are going to support you, we're a technology and location provider, you can't then go shopping for vans and depots and sheds, because you destroy your credibility. So absolutely not is the answer.
Oh, brilliant. Because I think we're going to disagree. I don't think we're going to have time today, but this is going to be a topic for another video, which is the perfect open network and why current networks which operate on cell rental, in my view, are suboptimal and don't make the big returns, and end-to-end models like InPost make 40-odd%. So not going to let you answer this today. This is going to be a great topic for a future video. But I think,
glad, Marek, I'm glad. If it was 7 minutes on Quadient M&A strategy, I would struggle to put that onto a recording and then let everybody on LinkedIn know. So your idea sounds much better.
Brilliant. Listen, Gary, thanks very much. We hope everyone enjoyed it. If you think that actually someone will buy the remaining newspaper network, WH, is it still called WH Smiths?
No, it's called Smiths News.
Smiths News. Then, on LinkedIn, drop a comment below. Gary, thanks once again. And please, everyone, if you've enjoyed this video, press subscribe and like. It helps keep these videos free for you. Thanks for watching this Last Mile Profits video. For more up-to-date last mile news and analysis, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn.